Joseph Boudreaux, well known as Big Chief Monk Boudreaux, Chief of the Golden Eagles. And I came out in 57, 58, and I've been massing ever since. It was a hidden culture for many years, but it was always out on Mardi Gras Day, and we were only being who we really were. Not that we come out to mass, that was the only day we could be who we really were, was Mardi Gras Day. And we shot to our Indians by blood, and a lot of people don't know that, but they got a lot of Indians in New Orleans, believe me, a lot, black Indians. And people wonder that they didn't know. Now they do know, and the city is like people coming from all over the world just to see us, you know, to make this thing that we kept going all these years more powerful now because they know about it. That's about the whole world know about us, and they come down to see us. But like I said, it was a hidden culture for many years, and it's been going on for over 100 years, you know. The 2 nights that we was out we was out for Mardi Gras, we was out for St. Joseph night, and now we was out for Super Sunday. And Super Sunday is based upon all the Indians get together and make one big parade where sometimes you might be out in the street, you might just see one tribe, but now you can see all of them. And we did that a couple of years back. We was kids, my dad was massing, okay, and we used to get up in the morning and help him to dress, which would be about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and we help him to dress, and he'd go out, and we'd be waiting until he'd come back, and the Indians in the neighborhood where we come up at, that was more like the basic of uptown where all the Indians came from. We was massing with the Wild Squattulas, and that was an old tribe, you know, from way back, and they had the red, white, and blue, and they had the 101. So, you know, it's been, when I was a kid, yeah, that was probably 50, no, that was in the 40s. Yeah, around 46. We didn't follow them, you know, because we was too young. Right. But we always waited till they come back, and we see them, you know, parading down the streets right in our neighborhood, you know. A lot of tribes came through. And I always wanted to be an Indian, you know, because my dad, but I didn't really know how to do it until I found out you got the soul to be an Indian. And so I just went on, when I was 12, I started sewing. Once I started, I couldn't stop. Well, I tell you what, when I'm doing my bead work, I get up in the morning, say around about 8, 9 o'clock, 10. And I'll stop, you know, and I'll sit down until I do a portion. That's how I be in portions. And I'll sit there and I'll go for maybe 2 or 3 hours. And I'll see how far advanced I got in them 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever. And then I know how far I got to go to catch up with this. And then before you know it, I didn't finish it, you know. Well, I come from the old style, and I still use it because that's the way I was taught. And that's the right way. You know, I'm not going out there trying to beat nobody. When I leave here, I'm building for me. If I think I'm pretty, I'm pretty. You hear me? Now, he may not think I'm pretty, but I don't have nothing to do with how he feel about me. But I know I'll be pretty. You know why? Because I put in my time. I sit here and sew this. Well, my dad is one, and my grandfather, but he never masked. And he, like, more on my mama's side of the family also, you know, they didn't mask either because they, you know, like, during the days, the older people had a way of hiding things from us. They would speak in a language that they didn't want us to learn. When the older people get together, we had to go outside and play. You couldn't, you know, stay in there. And I found out that my mom knew it by being at a party one night. And she met an old friend of hers, and they started talking. I said, I didn't know you knew that. She said, yeah, your grandpa taught us that. It wasn't English. But you know, I heard my grandfather, you know, off and on. You know, but they didn't teach us the language. They had a reason for that, you know. And which I had, matter of fact, talked to some Native American, and we were sitting down just talking, and I was explaining the same story to him. He said, yeah, my grandfather used to do the same thing. You know, they had their own language, and they didn't teach it to us because they had a reason for that. And the reason, I think, because they was dark-skinned, they was passing for black because they didn't want to go to the reservation. Yeah, because they were sending Indians to the reservation, you know, so that's why they had this hidden language that they were doing, and they didn't want us to know. We figured we probably would let the cat out the sack, you know. You know, we didn't have a problem for Mardi Gras, but unless something was going on, somebody out there fighting, they gonna put it on the Indian. That's why we had signals, because like we could be like, say, 3 blocks apart from where the chief was, and we was in front, and we had signals. If we see trouble, we could stop and throw a signal back to the chief and let him know they got trouble ahead. Turn around. Because if we go into that, that's going to be our trouble, because they're going to say it's the Indians, you know. That's what these youngsters don't know today. They got signals. Now when you meet a tribe now, they all pile up together. We didn't do that. Man, the chief might be from here, I don't care, way in the back, But that's why we had spy boy, flag boy, spy boy, flag boy, spy boy, flag boy, gang flag. And we was that far apart. But we knew when we seen trouble how we can get the signal back to them in the signal. And the most important thing about playing that position, you had to be able to pay attention to know the signal. When the signal come to you, you have to relate that signal back to the chief. One time a lady asked me, said, well, in your tribe, I know who the chief is. But I can't tell who the chief is in this tribe because all of them got a big stick in there. And when I was coming up, only one person had a stick. That was the chief. Flag boy had a flag. And the fire boy had a hatchet. That was only for signals. And the hatchet was wood. And the flag was wood. That was for throwing signals. Not to harm nobody with, you know. But these youngsters now, they coming out with machetes, you know. What you gonna do with a machete? You're not in the jungle or nowhere cutting down no trees or nothing. Why you got a machete out there, and then they got kids out there, you know. And these kids, like I bring my grandkids out, you don't pull no machete on them, you know. Because I don't know what you're going to do with that. If you drunk, you might hit one of them or stick them in the eye, anything. You know, let's leave your machetes at home. If you could get these youngsters to do that again and bring it back to where it was, I think it would be a better day for all of the Indians, you know. And it's been going on since the 1700s. Believe me, I got some papers that I had got from a friend of mine, a professor. He had to do some research because people, they want to know it. And they have different theories about, you know, where we came from. You know, one time they said Buffalo Bill brought us down here in the Wild West. Nah, that ain't true. You know, people have their own thoughts, but it's one thing about people when they don't know something, then they'll try to figure it out And, then they'll go do some research on, like, Buffalo Bill. Oh, yeah, he brought some Indians down here in this Wild West show. That wasn't us, though. We've been here for a long time. Some of the first people. I found out in life that one thing, you could get anything you want if you really want it. Yes. But it ain't gonna come on no silver platter. You got to work for it. I work hard too, man. I raised 5 kids by myself.
By yourself?
Yeah, and I work for them. And now I got my grandkids, and I work for them. I don't want them asking nobody for nothing. Come ask me.
Like a man.
Yeah. Well, remember this, as I was a great man, like I remember my daddy, and I taught them and I taught them well. To the platform, I said nobody bound. He stood all night long. He stood all night long. He stood that morning till the break of dawn. Somebody got so. He stood the prison, he stood on right. Somebody got so. His jacket on Peter with his guy right. We was way down on here. The kid is not too long, man. I said, don't you feel it? You said, not bow. This body come on and said, nobody run. They stood all night long. They stood all